All right. Hey everyone. It's Kevin the Apptrepreneur here. Let me just get my drink ready. Drink ready. Take a little sip. Love these things. So anyway, for those of you who might be watching the future, although I don't know if this will become this might become a members video, so who knows what's going to happen in the future. But this is a live stream video. There we go. I think that's a little better. So anyway, hey, this is a live stream, a random live stream, if you will. We haven't done one of these in a while. Hey, Uberman Tampa, frankly, I'm bored. I'm bored, and I realize it's been weeks since I've done like a nighttime live stream. Now, I can guarantee you this one is not going to be super long. It's not going to go till for an hour and a half. It will probably be 20 to 30 minutes. Like, because, there's just things, well, it's funny because as bored as I am, there are things that need to be done. So, hey, Dustin, how are you doing? So, we've got almost the whole gang here. So, anyway, there's no point to this live stream other than I was kind of sitting here thinking, we're now about 2 months or so into the shutdown. Yeah, Roger, I got your email, but I made a video about that a week ago. So sorry, but I appreciate you sending it to me. And I figured I'd just make a live stream just, to connect again with everyone. Sunday's live stream with Mark was definitely fun, but, you know, I like the one-on-one live streams we do once in a while. So I figured I would, just do a quick live stream just to see how all of you are doing. Like I said, we've been in this shutdown more or less 2 months. The country is starting to reopen, and after it reopens for a month, we'll be shut down again because, that's just kind of how it's going to work, I suppose. And we're just checking to see how everyone is doing. But Dustin says he's got 21 days left of teaching the kids, and then it will be time for summer vacation, right? Summer vacation, and then they'll be home anyway because why not, right? So let's see here. A lot of people just saying hello. Hi George. Hi Jody. Hi Roger. Yep. Dusty, you teaching the kid? Oh yeah, he's teaching the kids. I've talked with him on the phone while he's teaching the kids. And he goes like, "What? Why are you asking me? Me, go do your homework." It's interesting. So he says, "I'm going to need to review those." Uberman Tam says, "I'm going to need to review those final exams." Won't we all? So anyway, yeah, like I said, this is a totally random live stream. I don't really have a main topic even. I don't have a main topic. I got an email that a movie that I had pre-ordered has been delayed from 7/7/2020 to an undetermined future date. That's happening a lot. Things get delayed. Also, both of my wife's birthday gifts got canceled, so got to think of something else to do. But you know, so Jody says, let's see here. If both Trump and the vice president were to become sick or die from the pandemic, America wouldn't want and would have a problem with Nancy Pelosi taking duties as surgeon president. I don't know what happens when in fact I am curious. Let's just look that up real quick. Who becomes president if both both die? Uh let's see here. Yeah, no, that would be Nancy Pelosi. You're right. Speaker of the House of Representatives, that would be Nancy Pelosi. So yeah, if Trump and Pence died, then Pelosi would be our president. So seems unlikely to happen, but that's what would happen if that happened. Hey Moose, how you doing? Um, yeah, yep. Who's next after that? It would be Chuck Graisley. And after that, it would be Mike Pompeo. And yeah, there's a if Mike Pompeo bit the dust, it would be Stephen Mnuchin, and then Mark Esper, and then William P. Barr, then Bernhardt. I mean, I would assume that we would figure something out before it got to this point because you also can't leave like a lot of these jobs vacant. So yeah, in a rare freak accident, if the first 17 people were to die at once, then Chad Wolf, the Secretary of Homeland Security, would become the president. Interestingly, right now, all 18 spots, except for Nancy Pelosi, are all Republicans. So, but yeah, I'm pretty sure they'd have their stuff figured out before it got to that point. So, um, until then, she needs to keep nursing the bottle. I don't 100% know what that. I don't know if that is that an inside joke. I must be missing that. Joey says we can only hope. No, no, no. That that won't happen. That's super unlikely to happen. That would probably be the first time that ever happened, but it seems unlikely. So I don't know why that was brought up. Did something happen to the new Pelosi is a oh, she's a drunk. Well, I don't know if she was a drunk, but I know she loves her ice cream. Dear God, does she love her ice cream? She apparently spends thousands of dollars on her ice cream. Tay Ray K says, "Is anyone working while getting the PUA?" Well, I couldn't answer that one. But I'm sure some of you are the pandemic unemployment assistance. Moose says, "If Trump gets sick but doesn't die, I heard Trump would turn over presidency to Pence until he gets." Um, well, that's kind of how it works anyway. If the president is incapacitated, then the vice president can make certain calls. Like that's why we have a vice president. So that's just how it's always worked. So you know, but neither one are sick, I believe. Um, Although I do know that they've had a scare, so we'll see what happens. So let's see here. We were in Tampa. Trump gets sick. His advisors would relay his messages. Yeah, yeah, no, I agree. But I believe that if the president is incapacitated, where he is so sick he can't make decisions, then yes, I believe Pence would take over at that point. But I don't. Again, that's not here nor there. We aren't there. Roman says, "Man, if the president put the military power on elections day, what happened?" I don't know what your question is. Jody says the government needs to heavily tax big businesses and give the money to the small businesses. Well, mm, I don't necessarily agree with. I don't necessarily agree with that. I'm actually in favor of the flat 10% tax because what happens with a lot of the big business taxes, most businesses, especially big ones, don't end up paying taxes because they make sure they have either enough failures or they give enough money to charity that they basically don't pay for taxes. That's so if it was a flat tax, then it really wouldn't matter. It's just 10% clear across the board. It's simple. It's otherwise known as the tithe. But, you know, that's a topic that's above my head. So, anyway, Pence would only take over if Trump was not able mentally to serve. Well, and I think that's why people are talking because there's rumors that Trump might be getting the virus. And if he got the virus and he's put on a ventilator, who knows? But anyway, Nathaniel says, I found a new Kevin on YouTube. Meet Kevin. He gives good info on the stimulus. Oh yeah, I've seen Meet Kevin as well. He's pretty good. He's pretty good about that stuff. I met martial law on election day. Like what martial law? The elections are gonna go forward. Like I don't even think Trump has talked about not having the election. I'm sorry, I don't know what your question is. Yeah, meet Kevin. He's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Mainly does real estate stuff, but yeah, he's got a good channel. We ran Tampa with Reagan. They hid his mental failure with Alzheimer's, and Nancy stepped in. Yeah, well, I wouldn't be surprised if this crisis don't over. They'll find a way to have the elections. They're gonna have the elections. Like everyone's pretty adamant about that. Pelosi is making noise about vote by mail. Yeah, I mean, hey, you know what? I voted by mail. Vote by mail is great. You know, so I don't see why we couldn't do that. Meet Kevin and Clear Value Tax are good YouTube channels. Yeah, they are. They they are. So so not gonna deny that. Um, yeah, he definitely has a crew though. When you look at how his camera moves and stuff, it's like he's definitely got a cameraman and everything. So one of my big regrets in my YouTube channel is when my channel was making more money, I should have hired an editor at that point so I could make more videos and different. But now this pandemic's gone on and I'm making a heck of a lot less. So now I'm back to just me. But I also have a heck of a lot more time on my hands, so good time to learn, right? I think eventually banks and loan services are going to stop lending for a while. It's possible. It is very possible that that could happen. You know, we are reaching a 25% unemployment. So, or they'll definitely cut them back to where basically you have to have a job to get a loan, which you have to have a job anyway. But you know, you're really going to have a job that you've had for a while, and they're going to have to be comfortable that that job is stable. And Nathaniel says the postal service is so overwhelmed by packages right now. Kevin, I'm there at 12 hours a day. Well, overtime, right? And I mean, overtime's definitely nice. Hey, RBX, how you doing? So, you know, I mean, my wife's been doing tons of overtime since this thing started. There's barely a week that's gone by where she hasn't worked at least 12 hours of overtime. Overtime is just people just have time to work right now. They're at home. I mean, for some people, they can only read so much books and watch so much Netflix. So, um, David says, "You happy to be in phase two now?" Well, you know, it's nice. It's embarrassing when you see people lose their mind over the fact that Red Lobster runs out of food, but it's nice that we can go to a restaurant again, I suppose. That Red Lobster thing was, by the way, insane. Like, guys, I know we're bored, but it's just lobster. It's I don't know. Uh, Ryder says no, nothing will happen to Trump. He has enough Lysol. Yeah, well, he can get Lysol. I can't get Lysol, so you know, like Lysol. Yeah, yeah. So huh, more. Looks like some progress is being made on the second stimulus check. I don't know if I like it or not. Oh, geez, a lot of us people are live right now. Paid to Drive is live. The Driver Sensei. Oh, paid. Oh, paid to. Oh, this his live video is that Driver Lounge, which I don't entirely know why he does that. But Driver Sensei is is live almost at 4K, and thanks to you all. So 1 second. Hey, let's crash the party.
Go loud. I'm trying to sleep and tone it down, please. I thought it does it all. Who is trying to sleep? Why are you trying to sleep, buddy? Let me about to go through some of these. We about to go through some of these letters right here. So this everyday, that's everyday changes. Blah 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 blah. Yep. So I write down the everyday changes. Until I get to 4K. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. So I haven't been like jumping on there. I probably could have did like a 7-hour live stream the other day, but no, I didn't. So let me see if I can pull this up right here, cause I hate looking at the chat from here.
Well, boy, it's just the buffering's really bad anyway. Let's see. Romeo says, I bet people going to apply at the post office probably will. Jody says 6 feet distancing only works when businesses are big enough to 6 feet distance, which excludes most small businesses in the U.S. Well, that's why small business, they probably let people in like sparingly. Joey says, still have not gotten the first check. Hey, Holy City, how you doing?
Yeah, I can see myself over here.
Oh, they're back.
Who's that one thumbs down? What you doing? Thank you, thumbs down. I love seeing that person. Hey, that's the same hater. I can see your channel's URL. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm back right now. Thank you. So, so the people, if you want
let's invite Driver Sensei on to onto the podcast.
I did something called slide into Sensei's SLs, and what it is that you write me a letter.
Let's invite him.
Right. So this letter is from Scott.
Nathaniel says, no, people don't want to work at the post office in the facilities. You work nights, weekends, holidays, and then you get paid $16 an hour. I see. And everyone's spending all stimulus. Wait till taxes. Oh yeah, taxes are going to be great. His energy is amazing. It's going to be crazy. If he says he has to come to the podcast, that's going to be very crazy. Hey, let's do this. How you doing? Doing good.
I love how you call him out on it. Call who out on it? Hold on, who called me out? You work hard your life. Hey, want to come on a podcast in a week or two? Hey, I could do a podcast. Yeah, Heidi. So like in your analytics, you can see like your all your information. And then don't forget, we'll leave it at that. So look, I'm gonna open up this letter. This one's from Scott Johnson.
We'll be in contact. We'll wait for his response and then we'll move on. Hey David, how you doing? You think Disneyland's going to do what doing in Shanghai Disney? Yeah, and then some.
Gift card she won.
South Carolina, all bars and restaurants are open for 50% cap. Yeah, the bars here are still closed, so. Has anyone in this stream received their PUA? Probably not. I want free money. It's not free money. You're gonna be paying yourself. It's your money, and you will be taxed it this year. In fact, I am expecting the taxes to be awful this year.
I know it's probably backwards, but yeah, so that's how it works. And then I'm gonna open these up, and that's how you do it, people. It ain't that hard. Apptrepreneur says, yeah, we'll be in. Oh, the down dumb person. Oh yeah, Heidi. Like, you gotta understand. In order to give somebody a thumbs down, you have to stand here and you have to listen to me in order for that thumbs down.
Anyway.
So like, thumbs down.
It's like, nope, you can't get PUA because they can't verify your wages with Uber.
Thumbs down help your channel anyway.
Yep.
So you have to listen to me in order for that thumbs down to stick. So you're about as stupid as it comes. But thank you so much. I'll go back and double check to make sure you're all there. It's probably the same body that does all the other videos.
Yeah, he's got a lot of energy. That should be interesting. So everything here is closed till the 18th. They have not decided to extend the day or not as of yet. Yeah, the Free Thinkers Club said, "Is there any free thinkers in here, or are you all sheep?" Well, it depends what you want. Are you basically saying that well, here's how I'm going to say it. Is a free thinker to you someone who agrees with your point of view, or someone who comes to to their point of view through their own thought, their own process, them looking at the facts, them taking the information and interpreting it a certain way, or does free thinker mean to you, if you agree with me, then you must be a free thinker? Because let me tell you, I think a lot of people here are free thinkers. They just might not agree with you. That's all. So I'd like to know which one, that thinks to you. Uberman Tabitha says, I wish people would stop thinking about how to get free money if there are options to work. There are options to work, and for some people there's not a lot of options to work. But yeah, unfortunately with this, I've heard some people like try to get fast food jobs just to get the hero stimulus. So that's people. What can I say for you? Let's do says, here in Minnesota, our numbers are going up. Yeah, they're kind of going up here too. Jody says, they want to open the country up, but some businesses that should be necessary are refusing to open up still, like some medical related. Well, one of the things that's going to be complicated is I'm anticipating a lot of businesses are going to get sued. Someone's probably going to get sick at one of these businesses, and then they will sue the business as if it's their fault. Deb says, I've been doing food delivery and Amazon since this thing, and I've gotten enough money to pay my bills. I'm happy to hear that. If you really do need the money, then go for it. But if you're too lazy to work, you get nothing. Well, unfortunately, people who don't want to work will get something, but honestly, they would have made a heck of a lot more if they went out to search for work. Holy State drivers, some drivers here in South Carolina get Fed money, no state funds. The Free Thinkers Club said, no people that think for themselves and can come to their own conclusions. Be honest, I come in a lot of these rooms and seems to be a lot of sheep. Well, it depends. Well, that kind of sounds like to me that to you, free thinker who thinks for themselves is someone who agrees with your point of view. Because I'm going to be perfectly frank. I think the masks are a great idea. I agree with the social distancing. And I was okay with the shutdown for like the first few weeks, but became frustrated when they didn't have an adequate plan B, and now we're basically reopening at breakneck speed because people are just sick and tired of being home. I think some of those people are going to get other people killed, but I also acknowledge that, it's not the government, it's not the government's job to protect anyone. It's people have to make their own decisions, and unfortunately, if people want to make these decisions, they got to make these decisions. So I don't know if that makes me a sheep. I don't like CNN, Fox, or MSNBC. I think they're all clickbait fearmongers, but the science and the numbers and the facts don't lie. This is a real thing. It's serious. So, and I've come to that conclusion myself. So, if you disagree with me and you think that I'm not a free thinker, even though I came to that decision by myself, then I don't know what to tell you. So, you heard another $1,200 check is coming. Well, that'd be nice if another one was coming, but honestly, I would rather them work on fixing the economy and getting people back to work than sending out more stimulus money. Romy says, one is me, because I have low immunity, I can easily get sick. Yeah. Uberman says, and keep in mind, your unemployment will run out and you'll be broke. And he also says, I have low immunity to Romeo from 25 years of alcohol abuse. Romeo says, that's true, but I have a job that I can go back when the shelter in place lifted. Well, yeah. Ideally, you should look for a job where you can work remotely in that situation. Alyssa says, I don't like the masks. The only mask that is approved to prevent it is N95. Man-made ones do not work. Kevin, you're a good man, but I disagree with the masks. Well, there was like a funny little cartoon that I saw that it was kind of graphic, I will admit. And the power's going down for that. So, well, it's not going to be like a super long live stream anyway, but it was a picture of two men and they were both naked and one of them starts peeing. And obviously he gets pee on the other guy. And the guy says, hey, what the heck, man? Then the second panel, the guy who's doing the peeing is wearing pants and the other guy is not. And he's peeing. Now there's still some sprinkles getting on the guy, but the pee is getting stopped a little bit at the very least. And then you have the third panel where both men are wearing pants, one guy's peeing, and as a result, the guy is perfectly fine. He just has to take the pants off and get it washed. And it's like, yeah, makes sense to me. Sorry, I know it was a graphic cartoon, but there you have it. I mean, granted, you should definitely invest in a much better mask than the handmade ones. The ones that are selling for $5 on the street, they don't do much. Granted, it's better than nothing, but it doesn't do as much as you'd think. Granted, at the same time, when it comes to a house, simply locking your door isn't as effective as getting a full-blown security system. But locking the door is an obstacle of some sort, so at the very least, it's something that has to be overcome. So, I mean, yeah, I think the masks are a good idea, at least till the vaccination comes out. Roller Scratcher, I heard unemployment check will be extended in January 2020 with the new Heroes bill. Maybe, but of course, it also depends if there's money. Uberman says masks don't work. They only work to keep projectile from your lungs from going on to another person. Well, and that is a good enough reason to wear them, Uberman Tampa. In fact, if that is what you believe, like, well, it won't prevent me from getting it, but if I have it, and keep in mind, you can have this thing for 2 weeks and not show any symptoms, and it will prevent other people from getting it, then dare I say it, it would be a very selfish thing to not wear the mask if this is what you believe. But that's just me. It's Moose says, those areas where people put themselves in a densely populated area are the areas where people contract the virus. Well, yeah, clearly, obviously, that's what's going to happen. Jody says, just let the government send out more stimulus and drive the country further into debt. I think not. Yeah, I would prefer they not do it. I mean, I was not entirely happy with one, but I understood why we would have one. But yeah, no, to keep doing it at this point is crazy. Uber in Tampa, lock your doors. You're halfway there. Get 2 pit bulls and lock your doors. You're really good. Well, I will never have a pit bull in my house, and you know why. Namely says, hey, what is everyone doing this pandemic? What are you doing during the next one? Let's pre-plan the next pandemic so we can be prepared. Well, I'm getting a lot of reading done. Does that count? I'm blogging again. I, for a while, was doing these live streams nightly. Not doing them nightly anymore, but, kind of felt like coming out of retirement for this one. Jody says, because the stimulus checks was not distributed properly in the first place. Well, yeah, but they weren't, but people will get them. Uberman says, however, if you're not coughing but you're wearing a mask, you're only recycling your own germs. Well, the original point stands. Keep the germs to yourself. So there you go. The Freethinker Club said, all these lockdowns have done is delayed the spread of the disease. Nothing can stop it. Well, it probably could have slept. Had we been more firm, it probably would have been a lot better. But of course, hindsight's always 2020. I mean, when you think back, it's like, okay, if we could go back and do this again, the logical thing would be to do, all right, the whole nation gets shut down for 4 weeks. Like, non-essential businesses closed. You cannot cross the state borders. You are encouraged to stay in your own county for 4 weeks. After 4 weeks, then you start reopening, but you redo it slowly. But we never really committed to the lockdown in the first place because, yeah, we were locked down, but like you could still cross states, and that meant that people in New York where it was like a hot spot ended up going to New Jersey and Philadelphia because they were trying not to get the virus, but then they had the virus already and they spread it. So again, hindsight 2020, but we probably blew this the first time through, and now people are impatient and want to get back out there. But there probably was a chance, but we missed it. So, that's my opinion. Romeo says, those 2 pit bulls are good enough because people are afraid of them. Griffin says, live, let's do live. Yep. Uberman Tampa, all this lockdown really isn't working because we have the most cases in the entire world. Well, but again, we didn't really lock down, did we? I mean, there were countries, the ones that really got it under control, where like, no, you couldn't leave your apartment. You couldn't leave it. Now, that's a complicated matter because I didn't necessarily want martial law. I was hoping people would just, use some common sense, but unfortunately, that's not the case. And in fact, I know someone who, kid you not, first week when the lockdown orders came down, they were going to do a vacation in Vegas. And she said, well, we were going to go to Vegas, but they shut everything down. So we're going to do a road trip instead. So, you know, there was probably no stopping it because unless we were like really draconian because we're too independent here. And but who knows? Maybe a lot of people have already gotten it, and hopefully it's something you can't really recatch for a while. So who knows what's going to happen at this point? Let's Do says, I'm working every day. Uber's a dead horse, so working at the grocery store, and we are super busy. Oh, I believe you're busy at the grocery store. Um, we have the most people per capita. That's true. Uberman says, I'm only trying to have a healthy debate, not trying to offend. You're not offending. You're really not. So, um, there you go. People are still saying AMC is in danger of filing for bankruptcy. Well, in a sense, they are in danger of filing for bankruptcy now. Will they actually file for bankruptcy? I don't know. In fact, judging from the beaches, the restaurants, everything I see as the reopening occurs, that people are just flooding these places, I think the movie theaters are going to be just fine. I think there's probably going to be more people going to the theaters than should be. The biggest question is, will they wear the masks? Because the theaters will require you to wear the masks. And here's what some of you are saying right now. I know some of you might disagree with the masks. Guess what? Companies are going to require you wear them. If you say, well, I'm not going to go anywhere that makes me wear a mask, well, that's fine. But everyone's going to be asking you to wear a mask. So either wear the mask or enjoy the house a little bit more. Enjoy getting stuff from Grubhub, which is probably going to become Uber Eats if we're not careful. Let's see here. Moonran Tam says, that's because if you tell everyone in America to stay home like other countries, we'd have civil unrest. No, I agree. I agree. People are just naturally suspicious of these things, and I'm not saying they have no right to be. They should. By the way, we have 34 people here. If you want to give this video a thumbs up, please do. Nathaniel says, I went from California to Arkansas for 1 full month and then see a single highway patrol officer in the month of April. RBX said, we have started losing landmark businesses in our area, mostly food related. Well, yeah, because unfortunately foods run on such a razor thin margin as it is. Moose says, San Francisco mayor did good in ordering a lockdown right away. Yeah, I'm honestly not too surprised that San Francisco ordered the lockdown right away. So Nam Lee said the scariest thing is not the unknown, is not the known, but the unknown. That's true. Roger Fidel said Uber X new max 3 passengers only, no one allowed in front seat. Well, what's crazy is if they really want to practice social distancing in an Uber, they've got to limit it to 1. And it's still not exactly a social distance thing. So Griffin says we should have just locked down senior citizens and social distance from them when we delivered their medicine food. We should have kept working. I don't know what the alternative would have been. I really don't. It's complicated. And yeah, I agree. Any human can spread it. I mean, I think his thinking is because senior citizens are most at risk, but then so are the people with weak immune systems. That's why I've been taking staying home seriously, because my wife has Crohn's disease and she really shouldn't catch this. So we'll talk for 5 more minutes, guys. Then Tampa, if you're not tired, I can give you a call and we can talk for a few minutes. Airlines and airports will be requiring masks. Oh yeah. By the way, good luck arguing with an airline attendant that you don't want to wear a mask. Rihanna says, now that drivers and starting to get unemployment, Instacart is now sending out bonuses for batches. I feel that a lot of drivers are going to chill and stay put at home. Well, of course, because to them it's free money, but it's really not free. Like, we're paying for it. Let's see here. Mark says, hi, Kevin. I was scammed Sunday, Mother's Day. Everything was going well, and then I got a call to go to Mark, why isn't it? Namely, can you delete Mark's message? We can't be putting addresses in the chat room. Um, Romeo says, Kevin, you heard about Tesla plans to move out and sue a country. I know that Tesla does not want to stay in California. We'll see if they can actually do that. Um, I'm finally better than from the flu. It took almost 50 days. He might have had the virus. Um, oh, that bonus scam. Yeah, that bonus scam's been going on for a long time, Mark. It really has. So, um, yeah. I heard TSA will be taking your temperature before you board the plane. There's going to be a lot of temperature taking. Well, and Jerry says, probably no one is looking at this. You have children that have autism that get anxiety if they stay in place for too long. Yeah, well, that's, yeah, and yeah, things like that are problematic. I know, but it's, look, it wasn't just America, it was the whole world. I mean, the numbers and the science don't lie. This is a very serious thing. So, and yeah, with kids with autism, that's especially hard because it's like you almost can't explain to them why this is happening. They just they just don't understand it to a certain extent, and I don't, I don't know what to do at that point. That was a fake address. Oh, okay. Will Lyft pay us back? No, Lyft will not pay you back for that scam. I'm sorry to say. You got scammed. You're an independent contractor. That's going to be the response. So, unfortunately, you've lost that money. I wish I had good news for you, but I don't. You lost that money. It's a shame that that's still going on. Um, so Boomerang Down says, I see your point, Griffin, but now you have a constitutional issue ordering only senior citizens at home, and the 5 people who handle their delivery items will still get them sick. So I don't see. Yeah, yeah, I agree. So anyway, actually, I kind of think of that Simpsons joke where like the kids are like trying to fight with the older people because they want the older people to have a curfew or something like that, and it's like, well, let's put this on the ballot and vote for it, and then all the kids have to go inside with an earlier curfew because adults can vote and kids can't. So, I don't know why. That's what I thought about. Hey, Ryan, how you doing? Um, Honestly, Mark, don't feel like an idiot. Unfortunately, a lot of people have fallen for that scam. So there you go. I have a Breaking Bad costume from last Halloween. Think that will protect others from the virus? If it has a mask, maybe. They can use empty parking spot in the mall and turn it as a movie drive-in theater. Yeah, I know, but who's going to actually do that? If you guys have Prime, I know Bad Upload is a fun series. So, anyway, folks, we are pretty much at the 40-minute mark. This was supposed to be a quick one, and I meant it. So, we're going to end it here. This was just a quick little check-in. Thank you all for coming in. Thank you all for liking. If you didn't like, if you gave a thumbs down, oh well, I kind of appreciate that too. Shows that there's humans out there. But anyway, I am going to clock out. I don't know what tomorrow's video is going to be. I actually don't have one filmed. Maybe tomorrow will be a day off. But there you go. So okay, so you're going off to bed. Okay, I'll call you later, Van Tampa then. But anyway, so yeah, for everyone who's watching this in the future when it's not live, I'd like to know what your thoughts on all this is. I've noticed that the mask thing has gotten pretty contentious with people. When I did that video about the masks, even split. 50% said yay, 50% said no. So just yeah. You want to share your thoughts? Feel free to below, but keep it civil and flame responsibly. Have a good one.